I'm Glenn Seaton. I'm going to take you through the technical side of an Australian TA2 car. They're actually built in America by Aero Racing Enterprises, and what a beautiful car they are. So let me show you what's about them. So TA2 was evolved from the days of the old Trans Ams in America, which have been around back in the 60s and 70s and was really iconic for the American motorsport. But these cars are built for the modern day racing, cost effective, great power, great for the average racer to be able to go racing at a cheap cost. First of all, the engine, 6 litre, big horsepower, 525 horsepower, 6,500 revs, and really reliable, which is fantastic for this class. Lasts at least 3 years of racing, and that's pretty good for motor racing these days. That gives you a little bit of a rundown on the engine side of these cars. Now, follow me and we'll go and have a look at the chassis. A very important part of these race cars is the roll cage, and it is in any race car because the cars are doing so fast these days, and just having all these impact zones and also safety for the driver. It's a designed FIA CAMS roll cage, which is fairly important. So as soon as these cars come from America, they can actually race in any competition here in Australia.
So in here we have the cockpit. So we have first of all the quick release steering wheel, which is able to aid the driver getting in and out the car quite quickly. Next we've got the 4-speed G-force gearbox. So it's a dog style box which are able to shift up gears pretty quickly just by releasing the throttle a little bit and pulling it through the gears. So it's an awesome gearbox to use and very low maintenance. Next here we got the Motec dash, so the C127 system, and here the driver can get all his aids that he needs, like the revs, lap time, engine temps, oil temps, everything like that, just to help the driver while he's racing. And then off the track obviously we can record all the data that we're able to look back through and try and find some speed.
I'll give you a quick rundown on the brake and also front suspension design that are in these cars. As you see, they're a tubular frame, so no inner guards like the normal race cars normally have. 12-inch brakes, which they're all restricted to because they've only got such a little wheel on them, 15-inch wheel. Double wishbone front suspension, very similar to V8 supercars. So in that sort of area of the cars, they've been very well designed for racing and also economy of racing because the ball joints on that are quite cheap in them, quite easy to fix if you do have a shunt in one. So very big sway bar on the front. These things actually have a 2-inch sway bar, which is a really big sway bar for a race car, but that's the sort of sway bar that they need to make the things handle. But as you see, PWR radiator, built here in Australia, great design, and it's really got 2 brake ducts, one to keep the brake caliper cool because they are such small brakes they do get pretty hot, and also one to vent the disc rotor itself to actually keep it cool. So all really impressive design. Now brings me to the rear suspension design in the TA2 car. Good old traditional live rear axle. Very much what supercars were when they started back in the 90s. Pretty cost-effective way to go racing. A really good, easy way to change diff ratios in these because they've got a quick change diff, which is a couple of gears off the back. Takes about 15 minutes at the most. Same size brakes as the front because it can only get it inside the 15-inch wheel. Penske shocks, everyone's the same with Penske shocks in all the cars that are available in Australia. And also you've got a combination of springs for the cars, so there's a maximum and minimum spring you can put in the car as in rate wise, and everyone's the same. Little sway bar on the back for a little bit of adjustment for each individual drivers that want to suit just their style of racing, but a really good concept. And like I say, as you see here, 78 litre fuel tank, really robust, and a really great design car. So this is the wheel and tyre package that the TA2 car runs. Little 15-inch wheel, pretty old technology really when you see the late model cars now that are in the 18s, 19s, 20-inch wheels. Hoosier tyre, everyone's on the same tyre. It's a cross-ply tyre that's pretty well back from the old days, to be honest. And but it's really good because the cars move around a lot. The driver's really got to look after the tyre because you can eat them up pretty easy. And but all in all, you only get 2 tyres a weekend. The other rest of them are all used tyres from your previous race meeting, so it's pretty important to look after these big babies, to be honest. Now brings me to the really important part of modern day race cars, which is called aerodynamics. This wing on the back will produce in the vicinity of 100 kilos of downforce, which makes your cornering speed much higher than it would be without one. All the chassis are the same amongst everybody, so we're all equal in that area. But the only thing that changes is the body shape. You have your Mustang, you have your Camaro, and you have your Dodge. So you can pick whatever one you want, Aerodynamically they are equal, and also they weigh 1,250 kilos. That is the minimum weight for all the cars with driver. At the end of the day, they are fantastic cars to drive. It's very close racing, very equal amongst all the competitors, and I think TA2 will be really good in the future.